You're not lazy. You're not undisciplined. You're stuck in a very specific mental pattern. The psychology of people who are always preparing but never start. And if this hits a little too hard, good, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly why you do it, what it's protecting you from, and the one tiny move that breaks the spell today, without needing a new planner, a new course, or a new personality. But first, let me describe you with scary accuracy. You get a burst of motivation. You decide, this is it, new era. And within 24 hours, you're not doing the thing, you're building the museum around the thing. You're watching how to start a business videos instead of selling anything. You're researching cameras instead of filming. You're reading about workout plans instead of sweating. You're organizing your notes, color-coding your goals, renaming folders like 2026, the rebrand. And you tell yourself it's productive because it feels productive. That feeling? That warm, clean, I'm improving my life feeling. Hold on to that, because in a minute, you're going to see the dark side of it. The part most people never notice until years pass. Also, stay with me, because near the end, I'm going to give you a simple test that tells you whether you're preparing because you're strategic or because you're terrified. And those two look identical on the outside. Now let's name the monster. Psychology often calls this analysis paralysis, getting stuck overthinking and overplanning until action dies quietly in the corner. And when preparing becomes a way to avoid discomfort, that's where overplanning can turn into a procrastination loop. But let's make it painfully real. The preparation addiction nobody talks about. There are people who procrastinate by watching Netflix. At least that's honest. But you? You procrastinate by becoming a student of the thing. You don't waste time. You invest time. You don't avoid work. You build foundations. You don't fear failure. You want to do it right. You're not scrolling, you're researching. You're not stalling. You're getting clarity. You're not scared. You're waiting until you're ready. And it's genius because nobody can call you out. If someone says, "Why haven't you started?" you can say, "I'm working on it." And technically, you're not lying. Here's the open loop. In a second, you'll hear the real reason this pattern is so sticky, because it gives you a reward most people don't realize they're chasing. But first, let's talk about the inner dialogue. When you're in preparation mode, you feel safe, because starting creates consequences. Starting means you could be judged. Starting means you might discover you're not good. Starting means you might waste time. Starting means you might have to commit, and commitment kills fantasy. Preparation lets you keep the fantasy alive. And that brings us to the real label. Science calls this self-handicapping, but with better branding. Here's the trick your brain pulls. If you never really start, you never really fail. So you create a buffer, a reason, a story. I just need the right plan. I just need more time. I just need to learn a bit more. I'm not ready yet. And if it doesn't work out later, you can tell yourself, well, I never really tried. That sounds small. It sounds harmless. But it's not. Because it turns your whole life into a waiting room. And in that waiting room, you become the type of person who's always about to start, about to change, about to level up. And you know what's terrifying? From the outside, you look responsible. From the inside, you feel like you're slowly disappearing. Now here comes the dark turn, the part no productivity guru wants to say out loud. The dark turn. Preparation becomes identity. At first you prepare because you want to succeed. Then it becomes deeper. You prepare because it lets you feel like the kind of person who could succeed. That's a different drug. Because doing the work risks your self-image, but preparing protects it. Preparing tells you, I'm a future winner. And your brain loves future you because future you is perfect. Future you wakes up early. Future you doesn't get anxious. Future you has discipline. Future you doesn't binge scroll. Future you doesn't self-sabotage. Future you is basically a superhero who owns a water bottle. But real you? Real you has to face resistance, confusion, boredom, messy drafts, cringe first attempts. So you keep upgrading the setup instead of upgrading the skill. New notebook, new app, new system, new method. Same life. And if this is you, listen carefully. The most dangerous part of preparation addiction is that it steals time while making you feel responsible. It doesn't crash your life loudly, it erodes it quietly. And you'll wake up one day with a library of plans and a resume of almost. Now, open loop payoff time. Why does preparation feel so good? The hidden reward: clean dopamine. Your brain rewards you for progress signals, not progress, signals. A checklist feels like progress. A purchase feels like progress. A new course feels like progress. A new plan feels like progress. Because you get the emotional high without the emotional risk. It's clean. No rejection, no vulnerability, no awkward first tries, no public evidence you're a beginner. Just the glow of potential. But potential is a trap because potential has no deadlines. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to interrupt the loop in the middle of the video, not at the end, because you don't need motivation. You need an interruption. Ready? Do this now. Stop the video mentally for a second and do this with me. Open your notes app or grab paper. Write the thing you keep preparing for in 6 words or less. Example: start YouTube channel. Lose 10 pounds. Apply for new job. Now write this sentence under it. Today, I will do the smallest version that creates evidence. Not progress, evidence. Evidence means a result exists in the real world. Now pick one action that takes 10 minutes or less and produces evidence. If it's YouTube, record a 45-second messy intro. If it's fitness, do the dumbest workout possible. 10 push-ups, 10 squats, done. If it's a job, send 1 application, even if the resume isn't perfect. If it's a business, message 1 potential customer. Lock it in. Because in a minute, I'm going to show you the rule that makes this work even when you feel anxious. But first, let's expose the 3 preparer archetypes. You'll recognize yourself immediately. The 3 archetypes. 1. The researcher. You have 37 tabs open. You can tell someone the best camera, best diet, best productivity system with the passion of a scientist. But you can't show results because your identity is built on knowing, not doing. The researcher feels powerful when collecting information, until information becomes a hiding place. 2. The perfectionist. You don't want to start because you don't want to start badly. So you delay. And the delay feels justified because it sounds noble, high standards. But perfectionism can function as procrastination when the fear of failure is running the show. The perfectionist isn't chasing quality, they're running from humiliation. 3. The control addict. This one is sneaky. You prepare because preparation gives you control. Plans are predictable. Reality isn't. Reality has feedback. Reality has rejection. Reality has chaos. So you build a plan so detailed it becomes a bunker, and you stay inside it. Now here's the key distinction I promised earlier. The test that tells you what's really happening. The peace test. Ask yourself this. When you're preparing, do you feel peaceful or do you feel tense? Peaceful preparation looks like steady progress, calm, and momentum. Tense preparation feels like you're busy, but you're not moving. It feels like pressure in your chest, like you're doing everything except the one thing that matters. If your preparation feels tense, it's not strategy. It's avoidance wearing a suit. And now, here's the rule that breaks avoidance, the rule that melts the fear. You don't need confidence to start, you need a container. Because fear doesn't respond to inspirational quotes. Fear responds to limits. So here's the container, the 10-minute evidence rule. Every day you do 10 minutes that creates evidence. No planning before, no researching before, No optimizing before. You are not allowed to get ready first. If your brain screams, "But I don't know the best way," good, that's the point. Because action teaches faster than preparation ever will. And if you can't do 10 minutes, do 2 minutes. Because the real goal is not performance. The real goal is identity repair. You need to become the type of person who starts, especially when it's ugly. Now here's the final open loop payoff, the deeper reason this pattern keeps returning. The real fear: success changes your social life. Nobody says this, but it's true. If you start, you might get good. And if you get good, people will expect things from you. They'll ask you questions. They'll judge you. They'll watch you. Some will quietly want you to fail because your growth forces them to look at their stagnation. So staying in preparation mode is a way to stay socially safe. No one attacks what doesn't exist. But that safety has a cost. It costs your self-respect. Because deep down you know the truth. You're not stuck because you don't know what to do. You're stuck because you're negotiating with discomfort. So stop negotiating. Create evidence. Closing punch plus CTA. If this video felt like it was narrating your life, here's your assignment. Right after this ends, do one 10-minute evidence session. Not later, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, today. And then comment, "I created evidence." No explanation, no story, just that sentence. Because the moment you become a person who starts publicly, the identity shifts. And if you want the next video to hit even harder, the next one should be about the psychology of people who stay busy to avoid feeling. Because that's the sister addiction to preparation, and it's ruining more lives than anyone admits. Click it when you're ready. Or notice what you just said.